The Bath School Massacre, 1927 full narration script. On a farm fence in Michigan, someone wired a wooden board with a handwritten message. Investigators determined the message had been written by the very man who, hours earlier, had killed 44 people, 38 of them children. By the end of this episode, you'll understand exactly what that message meant and why investigators still quote it today. Andrew Kehoe was a farmer in Bath, Michigan, and treasurer of the local school board, a man known for precision and meticulousness, chosen precisely because he seemed trustworthy. The early explanation, accepted by many in the years that followed, a man overwhelmed by debt, who suddenly snapped in a moment of financial desperation and acted on impulse. Records show that in the most recent school board election, Kehoe had lost to a construction project he considered needlessly expensive. The initial investigation treated this as the central motive, a lost vote, not a long-planned conspiracy. Bank purchases show, however, that Kehoe had been buying dynamite and pyritol from suppliers in other towns for a full year before that vote, long before the board decision was even made. This completely changes the interpretation. It wasn't a moment of impulse, but a plan built methodically, month after month, regardless of how the vote turned out. The lost vote wasn't the cause, it was only the pretext used afterward. The most important discovery in the investigation. Kehoe hadn't planned only the school explosion. That same morning, he killed his wife Nellie and set fire to every building on his own farm. Investigators found her body in a wheelbarrow, moved beside a shed, carefully positioned, a detail pointing to premeditation, not panic. This radically changes the case. It wasn't an isolated attack on a school, but the complete, coordinated execution of a plan meant to destroy everything Kehoe held responsible for: his failure, his family, his farm, his community. Emery Hike, the school superintendent, died in the second explosion, the truck bomb, after approaching the vehicle in an attempt to stop Kehoe before he could detonate again. Witnesses reported that in the minutes after the first explosion, teachers kept standing and teaching, refusing to abandon the children still alive, even as the building continued collapsing around them. We return to the board found on the farm fence. Criminals are made, not born. Investigators interpreted the message as Kehoe's final attempt to justify his actions, suggesting the system, not him, was to blame. That debt and a lost vote had made him a criminal. But the timeline of his explosive purchases, begun long before any major financial loss, shows the opposite. This wasn't a man pushed to the edge by circumstance, but a man who deliberately built, months in advance, the means of his own revenge. Today, the south wing of the former school, the one that never exploded, still packed with hundreds of pounds of unexploded dynamite, exists only in archival photographs. The wooden board bearing Kehoe's message has been lost, but his words remain.